I think I learned my lesson, and I'm not gonna let you out of my sight.
Hey guys, welcome back to the SATCC Touring Car Championship Season 3. Hope you enjoyed the first race, and this is the second race of the weekend. So we are starting in the reverse grid of the first race. So I achieved to get third place on Parsons Loop. So I'm starting third to last in this one. And in front of me is Grim Reaper and Super Stepper. In front of Super Stepper in the green car we see Story VS. So it's gonna be an exciting race how the fast driver's gonna approach the race from the back. We are on Cluck and Bell, a track created by myself. Always controversial races, and as I say that, this is actually the restart of the race. We had a race before and we just had so many safety car periods. We had to restart the race. And here you see how the start goes. I get a good start, get past Super Stepper, but then in front there's a crash causing a huge pile up right here. We call out the safety car immediately, so everybody had to stop and get back in line. Very unhappy about this. It was, I think the day it was the fourth safety car. It was just really crazy. I think everybody just needs to learn to be more patient at the start. I know I'm probably not the right person to say that using the mid-drive speed boost for the start, but you have to be aware of your surroundings. And if you see, alright, the road is slowing, getting smaller, you just have to think ahead and either back off or give the other person enough space. Yeah. Here's the restart of the safety car, and just like after this restart, Doom Penguin, he shoots past me and takes out another two cars, causing another safety car. Really, that situation at that moment was really unnecessary. I think Doom, he had a really good run, he did it perfectly, he got a good restart, but then he was just too fast for the other cars. He should have braked and stayed behind them. But the way that turned out, it was just a crash for all three of them. So we had to get another safety car, which I think was then the 5th or 6th safety car of the day. And everybody was getting really frustrated, which is understandable. But yeah, sometimes you have those days, and Cluck and Bell was always controversial. So the restart is at 5 minutes 40, so right here, Blah holds me up here. He kinda misses the start, allowing O'Darn to pass me on the outside. Kinda Michael Schumacher and Mika Häkkinen overtake right there. But then I'll see my chance and go onto the inside of O'Darn. Still on the inside, outside for the next turn. I tried to carry more speed, and luckily I managed to stay in front of him. Here, go past Chill, who had a problem. And then we come along here, and this jump. Here I get a slight bump from O'Darn, get taken out. Basically really nothing we could have done to avoid that crash, but to be more aware. And then this happens. Oh my god, this race. Honestly, I was so pissed at this moment. It was just like O'Darn was about to let me regain my position, and then I go over that hydrant and get spun out. Oh my god, I was really... At this moment, I thought, alright, I need to restart my race completely. So I'll decide to go into the pits at lap 3 to just go to the back of the field, have a clean car, repair it, and then like start from scratch. So I'm doing that right now. Here's Grim Reaper right behind me. He decides to go into the pits too, just as Doom Penguin does. So we have Doom Penguin, Grim Reaper, and myself taking pit stops right here, and we are all with one pit stop. And you see I'm coming out in 17th, just behind Chill, and now I can try to get in some clean laps without crashing. Here we come into lap 4. I managed to overtake Chill, and I'm now closing on Babo Castadu here in the brown Valera. I'll go onto his inside for this turn, pass him, and here Sabertooth, he has an issue with Blah, allowing me to grab another 2 positions. So going into 12, that was really important, because now when you look at the map, there's nobody in front of me for about 5 or 6 seconds. So I have a lot of time to actually put in some quick lap times and get into the rhythm. So that was really important for my outcome of the race. In the top right, we see Vikstro. He is having a nice battle there with Cloden. I think they're fighting for 3rd and 2nd. So Cloden is in 2nd position, Vikstro is in 3rd in the Sultan, which is a really good achievement on this track. The Sultan was competitive for once. We hope that's going to contain on the other city tracks with more tighter turns, because the Sultan is good on these turns, has a good acceleration, good corner ability. It just does lack top speed on the main straight, which will be quite obvious when Cloden and Vikstro come onto the main straight. That's always where Vikstro loses time. So, but still, fighting for 2nd in the Sultan is a really good achievement. Myself, as you see here, made my way up to Novosori. He's in 11th position, also in the Banshee. And I'll try to get a curb boost here, just a small other one, and you see all the hydrants. Just every hydrant is broken. With the lag going on, there's like nothing to avoid this. And here a nice overtake on Ganyalo, side by side with Novosori. I'll have the outside, can carry more speed around the turn. And now I'm right behind O'Darn, my competitor for the championship last season, who won the championship. He's in the Bravado Valera, and you might remember that I had the accident with him at the start of this race. So this is basically how much time I made up by doing an early pit stop and having clean air in front of me instead of battling with other cars too much. So that worked out quite well, made up all my lost time to him. And now I'm gonna have a really nice battle with him. Also watching top right, Vikstro just got passed by Super Stepper in the Pro Labs Carbonizer. So Vikstro is now in 4th position, following Super Stepper and Dr. Cloden. And here O'Darn myself going down the straight. I'm actually having the upper hand, but then the top speed of the Valera kicks in. O'Darn goes in front again. Nothing I could do there. Just try to follow him in here. Stay close to the gas station. Hit the apex. Another right-hander here, and then use the mid-drive speed boost to get out of this turn with a lot of speed. Avoid that dropping light pole there. I don't know who caused that. Probably O'Darn's teammate in front of us, Anders, in the another Bravado Valera. He'll good example how to take the turn without crashing. And then you see I'm following O'Darn really closely. He has to use the racing line instead of using the optimal line. He can't really put him pace. So we are losing time to the others, but it's just a lot of fun actually battling, especially on this track because it's so tough to overtake. But if you get it right, it's just really satisfying. Here coming around the last turn, I tried to go onto the outside and then cut back into the inside, and you see that worked out quite well. I come out of the turn with a lot more speed than him. I'll try to close him off, which was quite dangerous right there, but we managed to get there side by side. And here O'Darn, he doesn't have to overspeed. Side by side action into the first turn. I have the inside, close him off here, so that worked very well. Into 6th position for me, now chasing Anders, O'Darn's teammate. And right in front of us is top right Vikstro, Cloden and Super Stepper. Super Stepper proceeded into 2nd position now. So he passed Cloden, and Vikstro is right up Dr. Cloden's bumper. Cloden is actually in the 9F, a downgraded 9F version. So that turned out to be a really good car on this track too. So it seems all-wheel drives have a slight advantage on Cluck and Bell. Here I'm following Anders side by side into this turn. I'm not really sure where he is. He lags just quite a bit, but I'll get the pass done without a crash, so that worked out like a charm. Going into 5th position, now being able to chase Super Stepper and Vikstro. And here, whoa, that explosion came because our pit watcher, Seafire, he was driving backwards at the pits and there was a gas station he didn't see. He drove into it and caused that explosion, which was quite scary at that moment. Yeah. But you saw at the timetable, I proceeded into third right here because people in front of me took a pit stop, just like Vikstro there. And Vikstro just got passed by Story VS right before the first turn. So that turned out very well for Story. Bit unhappy, or yeah, not very lucky for Vikstro. He could have tried to block him off, but he just had so much overspeed there was no way to hold him off. So I'm now in third in lap 13, following Dr. Cloden, which had the battle with Vikstro and Superstepper earlier on. And I'll just try to close the gap to him and then get a chase Superstepper, who is in front right now. Just about a few seconds in front of us. And here you can see, on Cluck and Bell, it is always very important to hit the apex, because in these roads in Paleto Bay, the middle of the road is kinda higher than the outsides. So on the inside of the turn, you have more grip and is less bumpy. So you want to always stick to the inside for these turns. Even if you go slower through the turn with your speed, you're gonna carry more speed through the turn for the exit, because it's easier to exit the turn. And here you see I'm following Cloden, and then whoa, just catch the car after hitting that bump into the first turn, going past Cloden there. So that was a weird move. And then here he gives me a slight bump when I just started my mid-drive speed boost. Almost spin the car out, but somehow managed to catch it. So I'm in second position now. After a few laps, we are in lap 20. I'll decide to take my second pit stop after being about 2.5 seconds behind Superstepper, who just took a pit stop too in front of me. And I'll get passed by Doom Penguin, who slowly but surely made his way up to the front after the crash he had after the first safety car period. So he's now in front of me, and I'm actually battling with him for position, because he took 2 pit stops, and myself, I took 2 pit stops too, so we are on the same pit strategy, and we are both about to do another pit stop, and we are just racing to the finish against each other. So here you see I'm coming closer to him in this section, which is really fun always to drive. I like it, but yeah, it's a track I created, so I should like it. And here I already thought, oh yeah, I'm getting past him, he misjudged his braking point, but then nope, the lag brings him back onto the track in front of me. So that was another Rockstar server incident. Going down the main straight, you see Serrano and Banshee pretty well balanced, nobody pulls away. I'm slightly able to close the gap, but then we hear safety car on the team speed, because as you see here, Pasby, he disconnected and his car is standing right on there on the racing line. So we have to bunch everybody up to get his car to despawn. So here Superstepper slows down and Doom Penguin myself right behind him. And at the end of the safety car period, lap 21, something quite interesting happened. So the car despawned and we are still under safety car conditions. So Superstepper and Doom Penguin and myself, we decide to go into the pits and focus on Vikstro's screen, what's about to happen. Vikstro, he is in, I think, 6th position or so, and here the 3 leaders go into the pits. Then Cloud makes short, he speeds up to gain the lead because he's about to be the first car, but then we come out of the pits in front of Vikstro again. So basically we only lost 1 position to Cloud, and Superstepper, who was in the lead, actually didn't lose any positions due to the pit stop. So for us, the pit stop worked out perfectly. We didn't lose any time at all, and we are almost still in our same positions. So that's why you want to pit under safety car. But for the other drivers, it was quite frustrating that, like Vikstro, he didn't accelerate and close the gap to Cloud. If he would have done that, we couldn't have regained those positions so easily. So that was quite controversial, and also causes a change of rules for the next race, where pits will not be allowed under safety car conditions anymore, because it's just causing too much controversial situations. So here we are after the safety car restart. Cloud Make Short has to defend from Doom Penguin pretty heavy. I'm coming up right behind him, bumper to bumper. That's always very exciting when you have safety car situations. You come up and it's just really tough to battle with the other cars when you're all so close together. Yeah, so here we go off after another safety car period. Yeah, that was quite weird. So many incidents happening here. And there Doom almost takes out Cloud Make Short, allowing me to go onto the inside, taking the third position here. I'll try to get a mid-drive speed boost, but Cloud Make Short with his carbo gets a good acceleration out of the turn, so I'm not able to go into second position. Right behind me is now Doom Penguin, and then oh darn, he is right behind Doom, so oh darn also made his way up to the top 5. And Vixtro, you see him, he's in 6th position, right behind oh darn and Doom, so everything really close together due to the safety car. And we only have 2 laps left. Here Doom goes onto my inside. I try to give him as less space as possible. He missed brakes, takes out Cloud, allowing me to go into second. So that was lucky for me. Vixtra and O'Darn are still right behind me, and Vixtra is fighting with O'Darn for now 3rd place actually. So is Sultan actually fighting for podium. 1 more lap to go. Super Stepper basically has to win reserved for him, because the incident with Cloud Make Short, Doom Penguin and myself gave him quite a good chance to increase his lead. So Super Stepper is about to win this race. Myself, I'm in a good position to get second, but I can't make any mistake because O'Darn is right behind me. And Vixtro, he still has the chance to claim that 3rd position. We're just gonna focus on his screen in the top right and see how he does. So here he is, the Sultan really catching up to the Valura in those tight turns. Just turn by turn he comes closer, but he's not gonna have the chance to get a move on O'Darn for the last lap. So this is basically the result for this race. Super Stepper finishing in 1st, keeping a cool head with all these controversial situations. Then myself in 2nd, good result. O'Darn in 3rd, Vixtra in 4th, good job in the Sultan. Doom Penguin getting a 5th position in front of Cloud Make Short and Grim Reaper. So, damn, that race was really a tough one, and everybody was really fired up after the race to get those incidents sorted out. And here's the championship standings after the first 2 races. We have Doom Penguin, Super Stepper, O'Darn and myself, just divided by 2 points, so that is really close in the championship. And then in teams we have Aguri and Prolapse in the front. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you in the next time.